go. Okay, time to go to work. It's 7:30, but it's almost still dark out because we did the stupid daylight savings time, and technically it's 6:30 if you're a temporal realist. Anyway, ugh. So yeah, we do the daylight savings time, and it's, in my mind, it's still 6:30. Anyway, so I want to talk about this morning. I want to talk about a Facebook exchange I had with a friend of mine. It was regarding a video. I guess this video is now sort of making the rounds on social media. Somebody went to University of Wisconsin-Madison and interviewed some of the students there regarding the rights of a business to determine in what way they're going to render their services, and whether or not the state has a right to compel a business to render services in a manner which violates their conscience. And I've had this debate with friends and family before, and it's this one sort of topic that sort of gets me labeled a conservative. And this is the one topic, or the one sort of position I have that has made my wife go, wow, your politics have changed over the years. And they really haven't, because I've always felt this way, but it was never really an issue because it's never come up before. Anyway, long story short, so this guy goes to the University of Wisconsin-Madison and speaks to the students there and asks them basically, do you think it's right for the state to force a Muslim singer to sing in a Christian church for whatever reason? And they're like, no, that's terrible. She should have a right to, to not sing in a Christian church. This is a standard response, right? And it's one of those typical interviews where they show the hypocrisy of the people they're interviewing, or they show the lack of understanding of an issue. And the audience is generally of the political leaning of the interviewer, and the audience gets to laugh. Oh, look how stupid these people are. And I mean, I understand that those are kind of a guilty pleasure, I guess, a lot of people engage in. Mark Dice is famous for doing this. I like Mark Dice. I like a lot of what Mark Dice does, just because I think, it's like a shit poster, so I guess he's kind of funny in that respect, but he does this a lot. Anyway, the point of the matter is, they asked this question: should a Muslim singer be able, be forced by the state to sing in a Christian church for, some event or whatever? And most of the students are like, no, she should have a right to decide where she wants to sing and what she wants to do and who she wants to sing for, all these things, right? I'm like, yeah, I believe so too. But then they asked, okay, so should the state have the right to force a Christian photographer to promote or to render their services at a gay wedding? And this is where, as the interviewer put it, this is where the gears sort of grind to a halt. Because they kind of have to go, I don't know, geez, that's tough. Why is it tough? It's the exact same scenario. You've got a creative professional who's asked to render services in a manner which might violate their conscience. Anyway, so I put this out there on my Jimmy Rustling Politics page, and a friend of mine commented. He says, so if I ran a clothing store and I have a deeply held religious belief, I don't know why religion has to come into it, but I have a deeply held religious belief that black people are evil, and I don't want to have anything to do with them. I don't want to serve them. I don't want to engage in business with them. I don't want to talk to them. Should I be allowed to do that? Should that be allowed? And I have to be logically consistent. And this may sound, how terrible. How could you say that? Well, first I gave him the TLDR. Yeah, you should be allowed to discriminate if you so choose. But it is kind of a false equivalency, right? It's a false equivalency in the sense that you've got a gay photographer, or you've got a Christian photographer who doesn't want to participate or promote or use his services to promote a gay wedding. Now that photographer would probably be okay with, taking headshots for a gay actor. The gay actor knocked on his door and said, hey, can you take some headshots for my, my auditions or whatever, for my agent? I don't know, maybe the photographer wouldn't. But I think in most cases the photographer says, yeah, I do headshots all the time. I got no problem with doing that. Yeah, here, boom, here's your headshots. Now, I don't think it's an inconsistency if that gay actor says, hey, I really love those headshots you did for me. My boyfriend and I, or my fiance and I, we're going to get married. Can you photograph our wedding? If that Christian photographer says, you know what, I have no problem doing headshots for you or anybody, but a gay marriage is where I sort of draw the line. It's for a Christian, and I'm not even a Christian, I'm atheist, but for a Christian, I understand their position. Marriage is a sacred covenant between a man, a woman, and God, right? So for a Christian to be asked to participate in a ceremony like that, that is, doesn't subscribe to that thought or feeling with regards to marriage, I can understand why he may not want to do that. He may not want to do an atheist wedding either. That's his prerogative. So anyway, back to the whole hypothetical that my friend put out there. I'm like, yeah, you know what? If you want to be so short-sighted so as to, if you're in the U.S., cut off 13% of your revenue stream, because roughly 13% of the population is black in the United States. I think it's 3 or 4% in Canada. If you want to be so short-sighted so as to say, look, this business will not serve black people, and cut off that revenue stream, plus cut off the revenue stream of people who now know that you're a racist bigot, whether or not your racism is informed by your religious beliefs or not, doesn't matter. If you want to let everybody know, hey, I'm a racist and I'm only going to serve these people, that's your prerogative. Your business will go under. And I'm not the only person who ever articulate this. This is a standard libertarian talking point. But I try to give an equivalency, or give an example or a hypothetical from my own perspective. If you feel that it's okay to compel a Christian photographer or a Christian bakery, or a bakery owned by a Christian, I should say, to render services in a manner which violates their conscience, then you have to advocate for the state compelling, Herschel's Kosher Deli to cater a neo-Nazi rally, or Jerome's Chicken and Waffles to cater a KKK jamboree. If the state can compel the Christian photographer, the state can compel the Kosher Deli, the state can compel, the black-owned chicken restaurant. And if you think that that's okay, then I don't know how I can argue with you that that it's not. If it makes you uncomfortable to think that, the state could compel a Kosher Deli to cater a neo-Nazi rally, then it should make you uncomfortable to think that the state can compel a Christian photographer to render services at a gay wedding. Now, personally, I don't think anybody should care about the color. The only color that a businessman should care about is the color green. And again, I'm not the only one to articulate that point. Money is what should be helping you make your ultimate decision of when you're going to take a job. If the money's there and the money's good, then you should be willing to take the work. You do so, you turn away money at your own peril. So my friend argued the point. Well, I don't think you should be making the Christian photographer out to be a victim of the state. He's just as much a bigot as the guy who wants to exclude blacks from his business. He says, how do you know that the photographer will happily take headshots of a gay actor? And I'm like, well, you don't know that. But I'm making the assumption based on the fact that a smart photographer who really wants to make a go of their business is not going to turn away work from specific individuals. And if they do, like I said, they do so at their own peril. I said to him, I don't know that. Maybe the Christian photographer will turn away all business from gay people. Maybe they're that stupid and short-sighted. Maybe the kosher deli will turn away all business from anybody with blonde hair and blue eyes. Again, a stupid business decision. You wouldn't expect somebody who's in business to make money to be cutting off revenue streams from people because of the color of their skin or who they like to sleep with. But once again, that should be your right as a business owner, to be so monumentally stupid and short-sighted in your business. And that's my position. And it's kind of funny because I've argued on this point with this friend of mine on several occasions, and I've never been able to convince him. But in the conversation, he said, "Well, I agree with you." To which I responded, "Welcome to the Libertarian Party." He didn't like that too much. Well, I mean, I think he realized it was a joke. I put a little winky emoticon, so I'm pretty sure he realized it was a joke. Anyway, that's my whole take on the whole, state compulsion of private individuals or businesses. And like I said, nothing that I've articulated here is anything that hasn't been articulated before. I think it's a pretty clear argumentation, but I think the examples that we give when we make arguments for our positions, they really need to drive the point home. And that's where I think the whole, Herschel's Kosher Deli or Jerome's Chicken and Waffles or whatever should be drawn as an equivalent comparison, so that people who are liberal-minded or people who are, believe that the state should have a right to compel in certain instances, understand the full gamut of what the implications of what they're supporting or what they're proposing. Anyway, that's all I got to say on the matter. Thanks for watching. Hey, it's only 13 minutes. This is a pretty good ride today. Anyway, you can follow me on social media. I'm at Craig Bragg on Minds and Twitter. I have Craig Bragg's Jimmy Wrestling Politics page on Facebook, and my channel is well, it's here. You can like and subscribe. Thanks very much. Talk to you later.